that whoever the DEWALT engineer is that came up with this one, he deserves a little bit of a raise, because I was like, why hasn't anybody else done this? So I'll get to that in a second. This does have hammer drill function, where, you know, you put your carbide tipped bit in there, and I do really like the chucks on this too. Here we go. Hammer drill function. Not something I use typically. If you were in a pinch and you needed like one hole, it would work fine, but we all, at my company, we all use cordless SDSs. But, you know, it does have hammer drill on there. It does not have a place for a handle, you know, a side handle, but like I said, I think the hammer drill feature on a half-inch drill like this is kind of, is being a lot less popular to use because of the cordless rotary hammers. And then you have your regular drilling mode, and then a 13 position clutch, so you can dial in that torque, not over tighten something if you're doing something, you know, repetitious over and over again, and you don't want to break anything. You can dial your torque in, and I do like that is how the settings change. It's not a separate clutch like some other brands. It is hammer, full blown, no clutch drilling, and then highest torque setting, and then all the way down to 1. And that's the clutch slipping inside, so you don't get too much torque. This has a 2-speed transmission. I've been pretty much keeping this on 2. I haven't needed all that torque from speed 1, but I imagine, because I do own a very old DEWALT drill, a 14-volt drill that I had back in 2001, and it is still kicking. That 14-volt drill would run one of the big, long, nail-eater auger bits, and when I did residential, if I was in a pinch or we'd put the generator and the big drill away, I could put, you know, a hole in a couple studs with that. And everybody was so impressed at the 14-volt. I guarantee you this thing can do it. That drill is 17 years old, and this is lithium-ion. This is brushless. This is 2 more volts, better technology, better engineering, and I've been really happy with them. It's not my usual brand, but I can't, there's not a bad thing to say about it. The cool feature where I said, why hasn't anybody thought of this yet? And I kind of had to figure this out. I actually had to open the instructions. I mean, personally, I don't need the instructions for this guy. I have used them before. I see this. Speeds, forward, reverse. All right, I'm good to go. This has something on it different, though. So you have your light down here. All right, and it's down here on the bottom, and it angles up at where you're working. So I'm like, well, look at that. It's got 3 settings. And you got a little bit brighter. So you got kind of dim, kind of a mood lighting, you know, kind of a romantic lighting. And then you got like a good bit brighter. You're like, all right, I got no light at all. I really need to see what I'm drilling into. And then you got, oh my God, why is that so bright? And that was the original setting that it was on when I first put a battery in it and pulled the trigger. And it stayed on. And I'm like, huh, DEWALT's really, man, they're really building in a lot of runtime out of the light, the work light on this thing. Another like minute went by and it was still on, and I'm like, what is going on here? So I opened the instructions up and I'm looking exactly what these are, and this is a 20-minute flashlight setting. You don't even have to pull the trigger to get it into it. So you got no light. Oh yeah, you do have to pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. That light, bright as hell. I mean, it will light up. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little spotlight. That will light up everything you need for 20 minutes. So if your headlamp goes out, your other lighting equipment, all of a sudden the power goes out, the dumbass electricians are flipping breakers on you, and you're in the back room somewhere, they don't know you're back there, and you're not prepared, you always, if you got your drill, you always have a really bright light. And I was, that's an awesome idea. Like, why, it's lithium ion, it's LED. You know, this battery will run that light for probably 20 hours. I don't know, maybe not that much, but it's very low. It's not like, you know, incandescents where they're using a ton of power and creating a lot of heat. It's LED. You're not going to really affect the runtime much at all by running that light for 20 minutes. And even if you need to, oh, it went out, hit it again, another 20 minutes. It's a good feature. It's awesome, and it's I even used it once already. the exact thing happened to me. I was working in a room and one of my coworkers he didn't care. He didn't ask anybody. He just shut all the lights off. And I needed to tie in like one more electrical box. And had this nearby and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Put that on. It shined right up at my electrical box. I tied it in and then went and, yelled at the guy who turned the lights off and everybody. Not bad. I had DeWalt a long time ago and I still think it's really good stuff. Yeah. Anything else I need to say? No, just the variable speeds on this definitely make it more of a pleasure to use, and this flashlight thing on here that's just a good idea. That's a really good idea. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on like 3 weeks of trying a different brand, and I'm totally not disappointed. I really like the chuck on this. I really like the light, and I like the speeds on this guy. So check it out. It's a 2 amp hour, 4 amp hour battery, the bag, and the charger. This I just bought. I wanted all the things yellow, so I bought the little bit kit. I got some other stuff jammed in there. I wanted it all matching. I'm kind of, particular like that. So that's it. Thanks for watching.